One of the fun and interesting mechanics brought to us in Battle for Baldur's Gate is the idea of backgrounds. Having an enchantment in your command zone is an interesting design choice, to say the least. It's great for both limited play and constructed play, and lets you power up your commanders. Maybe you want to go with a group slug deck with something like Saverock Deathbringer combined with Raised by Giants. Or how about a Flicker deck focused on Enter the Battlefield effects with Abdel Adrian Gorian's Ward and Candlekeep Sage? Or a Go Wide Extra Combats deck with Karlach Fury of Avernus combined with Veteran Soldier. Which is what we're building today. As a quick reminder, be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel and the YouTube algorithm. I've also started a Patreon for people who wish to support the channel directly. For fans of this channel who've been asking me to build decks around specific commanders, there is a tier for that. Go check it out on patreon.com/Danon or click the link in the description below. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. I was fortunate enough to get a box from my local game store and actually cracked 2 Karlachs, one foil and one non-foil, so I was wondering how I wanted to build her. I looked at all the backgrounds and eventually settled on Veteran Soldier. Trust me, it'll all make sense in a bit. Karlach, Fury of Avernus, is a 5-mana legendary 5/4 Tiefling Barbarian. She also says that whenever we attack for the first time each turn, we untap all our attacking creatures. They gain first strike, and we have an additional combat phase after this first combat phase. We can also choose a background. The background, as I've already mentioned, is Veteran Soldier. Veteran Soldier grants our commander the additional text of, whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, for each opponent create a 1/1 white soldier creature token that's tapped and attacking that player. In other words, with both Karlach and Veteran Soldier on the battlefield, we create an additional 6 tokens every turn. Of course, this combination means we need to spread the love and attack the player with the highest life total, rather than the biggest threat, but that's okay. We have ways to ensure that the biggest threat is taken care of as well. Now, before we get into our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. To start, I wanted to talk about the key card in this deck, Cathar's Crusade. This is how we ensure that the player who is most ahead is getting what's coming to them. Cathar's Crusade says that whenever a creature enters the battlefield under our control, we put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control. And it even triggers on the creature who just entered the battlefield. So we swing Karlach at the player with the most life, and Veteran Soldier creates 3 1/1 soldier tokens all tapped and attacking. Except they're all now 4/4 tokens, and Karlach is an 8/7. For our second combat phase, we swing Karlach at whoever has the most life total, once again triggering Veteran Soldier. Additionally, we swing our original tokens, now 7/7s, at whoever the biggest threat is. So Cathar's Crusade is one of the key win cons in our deck and pairs very nicely with our commander. I wanted to keep this deck's budget at $100, and Cathar's Crusade is almost $7, so that ate into our budget a bit. But I did want to have at least one tutor for it, so we've got Moonblessed Cleric in that role. Now, we're a combat-based deck, but neither our commander nor our soldier tokens have innate avoidance. So a lot of our deck is dedicated to clearing a path for our commander. Single Combat, Slash the Ranks, Tragic Arrogance, and Mizium Mortars all serve as board wipes that favor us, while Disruptocorum and Master Warcraft both serve as ways to clear up the battlefield and turn our opponent's blockers sideways. To protect our creatures, we're running Boros Charm, Swift Foot Boots, and Unbreakable Formation. For spot removal, we have Swords to Plowshares, Disenchant, Abrade, Rip Apart, Generous Gift, and Chaos Warp. For even more extra combat steps, we're running Response Resurgence, Port Razor, and Morag, Fury of Akum. I also wanted some cards with good attack triggers in the deck, so I've included Blade Historian, Aurelia, Exemplar of Justice, Itali, Primal Storm, Baelor, Akroma, Vision of Ixidor, Dracuseth, Maw of Flames, and Velomachus, Lorehold. We also have Territorial Hellkite for a bit of chaos, Audric Lunarch Marshal to help our vanilla creatures gain some avoidance, Kedis Emberclaw Familiar for even more damage, and an Unleashed Fury as a way to kill a player out of nowhere. The rest of our core consists of Duelist's Heritage, a wonderful magic card that can lead to some great politicking at the table, Gratuitous Violence, and Chance for Glory. This isn't a turns deck by any means, but if we're close to winning the game, we can cast it and finish off the table. It is, as you might have guessed, our Sudden I Win card. I've also included a small Voltron package. It's not quite impossible to escape Voltron if you're in Boros, but it's hard. To start, we have Lion Sash, Mask of Memory, Sunforger, Embercleave, Sword of the Animist, and Sword of Hearth and Home. Now some of these are here for extra damage, some are here for card advantage. One is our piece of Graveyard Hate. One can find a whole ton of cards in our deck depending on our needs at the time, and two are there for mana ramp, but they can all be found with Open the Armory. The rest of our card advantage package consists of Thrill of Possibility, Light Up the Stage, Seize the Spotlight, Cut a Deal, Big Score, Unexpected Windfall, Reconstruct History, and Urabrask Heretic Praetor. I've said it before, but Urabrask is not only great card advantage, he's also an amazing stacks piece. I've already mentioned Sword of the Animist and Sword of Hearth and Home as mana ramp, but we also have Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Conviction, Boros Signet, Fire Diamond, Marble Diamond, Felwar Stone, and Mind Stone as mana rocks, Wayfarer's Bauble, Burnished Heart, and Solemn Simulacrum for fetching additional lands, and a Seething Song as our single ritual. For lands we have Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Rogue's Passage for combat shenanigans, Axguard Armory for more ways to tutor equipment, Temple of Triumph, Alpine Meadow, Windscarred Crag, Rustvale Bridge, Boros Guildgate, Lorehold Campus, Myriad Landscape for additional ramp, Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse for mana fixing, 12 mountains, and 12 plains. So let's take a look at our deck and see how we did. 51 mana sources, but one of them is a ritual, so that's fine. 10 pieces of card advantage, right on track. 11 pieces of interaction, not counting our creatures. 4 board wipes, a little heavy, but we need to clear a path so our commander can favorably attack. 1 piece of Graveyard Hate, and 1 Sudden I Win card. So we only have 1 piece of Graveyard Hate, but it's repeatable, and we have 2 tutors for it, so that's fine. But what if we wanted to upgrade our deck? What if budget wasn't a concern? Other than lands, there are a few changes I'd like to make. First of all, I'd swap out Mind Stone for Smothering Tithe, and Burnished Heart for Dockside Extortionist. Next up, for card advantage, I'd change Thrill of Possibility into Enlightened Tutor. Kedis Emberclaw Familiar gets replaced with Underworld Breach. Nizium Mortars, our most expensive board wipe, becomes Deflecting Swat, while Tragic Arrogance becomes Aggravated Assault. For more token generation, we'll be replacing Territorial Hellkite with Ancient Gold Dragon, Embercleave with Anointed Procession, and Sunforger for Divine Visitation. For additional finishers, we're replacing Aurelia, Exemplar of Justice, and Unleash Fury with Perforos, God of the Forge, and Impact Tremors, respectively. So our new deck looks something like this. It's much more powerful, obviously, but it's also about $450. If you want to play this deck, I recommend starting with the budget version first, as it's got most of the pieces you'll need to get started. How are you building Karlach Fury of Avermus? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. Please like and subscribe for more content. I post new Commander videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Or you can click here for additional videos. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.